Hi, my name is Becca, and I am now a 47-year-old woman who is probably starting to think a lot more about my body than I've thought about it since I was a teenager, because I guess I'm probably starting to go through the menopause, maybe I'm perimenopausal, I'm not even completely sure, but it's making me think a lot about the fact that I knew a lot of fantastic older women growing up because I was a Greenham child. My mum took me to Greenham Common, and there were always Greenham women around our house discussing their bodies and politics and the world and their role in nature and what the world meant, really, if we saw ourselves as part of it rather than lords and ladies ruling over it. And that's kind of a big part of particularly Greengate at Greenham, although all of the discussions there, I think, talked about this sort of thing. But Greengate was very, very big on like ecofeminism, and Maggie, my friend, talks about how a lot of the conversations there would be about the melding of mind, body and spirit, about how that was a part of the women's movement, but that the whole phrase women's movement is actually has richer and more profound meanings. It is literally the movement of women. It's women moving through thoughts and space and time, and it is literally evolution in a if you get women together, they move, things change, things progress and evolve. And that was a really big part of Greengate, from what I can tell from women talking about it, and what I feel like I was very fortunate to be surrounded about growing up. One of the things that they definitely realised is that, of course, if you get together and talk about the world, not just the last 2,000 years where it's been run by patriarchy, and you recognise that's a system, there are thousands of years before then of archaeology to show that we didn't just always think that men were in charge, and that we revered other cultures and women within those cultures for being life givers and change makers. And that was a big part of the ecofeminism of Greengate. It placed women right at the kind of core of discussions about their environment and the environment. And I suppose that's part of seeing women as people and people as part of nature rather than controlling it. And that is a big part of what Monica Sjöö's artwork taught friends like Maggie and lots of the women that I know that lived at Greengate, that drew from these alternative representations of how people could live in nature, and how women could harness or accept and move through their power. And my friend Maggie has this wonderful. I recorded an interview with her, and she has this lovely quote. I'm gonna just read you from the transcript of that interview, because she says at night people would come and drum around the fire, and we'd sing and we'd drum and we'd dance and we'd read books, and someone might read poetry to each other, and the days all melded. It was just amazing. I'd never lived out in nature before, so this was the most incredible thing to be and to be part of. And that spiritual awareness, that was your real interconnectedness with nature, literally living collectively together on the land. And of course our periods started to sink, and we got into the moon magic and all of that stuff. So celebrated the moons and did body painting, just crazy, and just a really creative intellectual ferment. And yeah, it was just incredible. And I think about that a lot at the moment as I'm starting to get maybe out of sync with my own periods, and not sure when they're going to come or what they'll be like. And we've always been quite firm friends, me and my periods, all through my life, which I think was helped by the fact that I was surrounded by women growing up who thought that women's bodies were doing cool things, and it was okay to go with the movement of the body. And my mum giving me, my books about periods were whole pictures, like a middle page spread of, here are all the different beautiful colours that your menstrual blood might be. And I know that was because she was around women at Greenham who all talked about their bodies like that. And I don't know, I think I might be the only woman I know that might miss their periods after their menopause is finished. Maybe there's more of you out there. Get in touch if so.